Warning. Fortune and Strife features subjects which can be uncomfortable for a general audience, such as the use of drugs and alcohol, poor treatment of people of different classes or cultures, adult situations, psychological trauma, and violence. Listener discretion advised. Welcome to Fortune and Strife. I'm Robert, or Bayushi Shinichi, and I'll be your host and narrator.
I am Jeanne, and I am playing Doji Gen.
I am Tyler, and I am playing Akoto Riichi.
I'm Tiff, and I'm playing Kuni Yui.
I'm Paul, and I'm playing Shishiro Bisho.
All right, Riichi and Yui return to Cypress Grove from Miyuki's, picking up some more libations after the nights of heavy drinking from before.
Yeah, I'm just really looking forward to cooking with this, and I think just spreading this out, we'll have a good time while we're here at Kyu and Kitsune.
Oh yeah, instead of finishing off in one night.
True, that does get a little expensive.
Gen arrives and meets you at the door and says, I see you've become even closer friends with the owner of the local sake works.
Yeah, she's a really interesting person. She has a lot of different ideas for sakes and liqueurs, and I'm really liking what I've been seeing out of this. She's really awesome in that regard.
Yeah, Bisha just sneaks up. A person like that only comes once in a lifetime.
Yes. Hi, Bisho. Was not expecting you there again. But yes, very much. She is very unique.
Sin kind of glowers over at you. You've gone and procured more of that awful, vile fluid.
It's not that bad when you enjoy it in moderation. But now you know and have learned that lesson.
I don't know how you could have go reaching for more of that after last night, but more pain for the rest of you.
Sensama, did you have an all right day today? I mean, you looked like you needed your rest, so we've kind of let you be, but hopefully you were able to enjoy the inn and the baths and the quiet garden.
Yes, I spent most of the day in my room, but the bath and the how should we put this? The fortifying nature of natto that Yui had suggested did help clear my head a bit after last night's festivities. But you're right. No, the quietness of the inn, and luckily having much of the run of the place to myself was quite relaxing.
Wait,
Good.
natto.
Oh, yeah.
It's quite an acquired taste from what I understand, but it seems to have helped.
Bisho, do you not like natto?
I mean, if it's a hangover cure, there's some things that settle so much better. Tamago kake gohan, for instance,
Which you
raw
can
egg.
also add natto to, just saying.
Yeah. You can.
My experience with I would say my experience with food. I don't even use natto myself.
Well, I am sure that you gave the best advice.
Well, hopefully that's not for dinner.
If you are feeling better tomorrow, I'm sure that it would be enlightening for you to walk around town if the others would take you. But in the morning, I need to at least present our petition to research at the library. Does anyone wish to go with me, or shall I prepare the plea myself tonight?
Well, I do have a prior engagement for tomorrow. Kitsune-san's son will be practicing for his Genpuku, and I have agreed to help.
Ooh.
My.
It's not like that.
Already stepping into that father role, I see.
Whoa. Let's not get crazy here. She is a very good friend.
That was quick.
Well, I suppose Kitty was with you, so it couldn't advance anymore.
Is there something you guys are talking about that I'm not aware of, or?
That's what I want to know.
Look at Richi's face.
And again, Richi is going beet red.
Your ears are red, my
Your
friend.
nose is red.
No. Richi just kind of turns away just a little bit.
Your neck is red too, a little blotchy. Is that common?
Do you think he's sick?
No.
Bisha-san,
It's
will not
another
need to
word that
worry.
people are so...
But
It's okay,
we
you
shall
cut me
leave.
off. Go ahead. Keep going.
Yes. She's trying desperately to cut you off to save poor Richi from embarrassment. Bisha-san, at the end, any event, we must leave them to their Richi-san to navigate his own decisions in this fish, because I need you to come research with me. Since apparently you are much better versed in studying in the libraries and so forth than I had assumed when first we met again, and I was unaware of your Shiginja training. I really need a Shiginja to train with me, so I think if you wish for us to be successful in these researches, I will need your assistance.
Okay.
I'm sure you've read many musty books in your time.
Oh, so many. Though some of the more ones about the natural world can be boring. I sometimes like to delve in romance novels, and Bisha just grins very widely and stares back at Richi.
Sen kind of looks over at Richi and starts looking at where people are talking about his blotchy neck and if he was sick, and she's wearing his Howery, and she kind of starts to pull at the collar and trying to look at it, and is like, are you sure he's well? Should I not be wearing this if he's been sick?
If you caught the same kind of sickness as Richi, well, I'd be surprised right now. Or flattered.
You know what? It's a good time for dinner. I'm going to go help out with the dinner. I'll be back with dinner later. See you. And Richi just kind of like runs off.
Okay, bye.
But you have a good point.
Even Sueno can't help but laugh at that point and just starts to laugh at just, I'm not sure which is funnier here. His absolute refusal to see what is going on, or Yui's complete obliviousness to it all.
What?
It's love. Well, or at least attraction.
For sake and dueling, I can get behind. Okay, fair.
I mean, there's many tales that sake and dueling have led to, some great love affairs.
Hopefully we won't be taking that long unless Richi is very bold indeed. But
very fast.
Boldness requires speed, requires boldness in that endeavor.
All this talking about it, maybe I will just go. I already thought I was going to go see him, like, duel with this child, but now I'm definitely going because.
I mean, when do we have to research?
Well, first you have to write your invitation or your request to research.
Oh, that's right.
Prepare that, and then they have to accept the request, and then hopefully we can be permitted entry. But Sensama, you do actually have a good point. She looks at Sen speculatively.
she's still kind of like just a little unsure of these clothes now. She kind of still kind of looks at the collar to make sure that it is clean.
The clothes are clean. There's nothing wrong with them, but they still do not fit well. Let me make some inquiries.
That would be quite nice. It would be good to have something that fits me proper and is not just a mismatch.
So, dinner?
I think if we talk about Ricci in his presence anymore, he might just rush so much he might make a mess. Wait. Like Bisho thinks. Do they even have an open kitchen?
I'm sure that should a samurai request entry, they would be hard pressed to deny him. But I need to make letters of recommendation. What should I say your credentials are, Bisho-san? As a Shigenja, because as I said, this is new to me, and I need to. There may be parts of the library that are exclusive to Shigenja in terms of research. So
yes, I may have to make something up.
Excuse me?
Sueno kind of butts in a little bit there. It wouldn't be the first time.
No. I just have to remember who the current lord in certain Scorpion province is, and I probably will be doing okay.
What do you mean?
What do I mean? Well,
Yes.
I am a Shishiro right now.
Yes.
And he just smiles and walks off.
I don't even know if that one even understands who he is from day to day. Sueno just kind of just scoffs and turns back to Gen. Shall I get you some paper and brush?
I'll go back to my room. Yeah, I'll go back to my room.
All right. So you and Sueno head back to the room. Bisho has gone off on their own. Ricci's headed off to the kitchen, leaving Yui and Sen kind of off to their own. And with that, you'll have dinner soon and all that good stuff. And Gen's going to go ahead and write a request. So yeah, Gen, what are you thinking that you might write out here on your request for the library at Kyuden Kitsune?
I am going to make a request, basically on lacking anything else, on behalf of the shrine of Inari.
Oh, okay, nice. Yeah, the shrine of Inari at Golden Sun Plains.
Right. Basically, on behalf of the shrine to Inari of Golden Sun Plains, if they need to validate that, then I'm sure that and wrote back, I'm sure we get validation. Saying that a matter regarding Inari and the fortunes and the relationship to Chiksudo is needed to be researched regarding recent events that happened in Sparrowlands, and that we have been sent to try and do that research and on behalf of the shrine.
Okay.
I think that's fair. That's all the truth.
Yeah, exactly. You're not outright telling lies and whatnot here, I don't think.
I'm not even a little telling lies.
No.
Spinning the angle a little bit.
Exactly. You're just highlighting certain aspects and obfuscating others, but that's totally fine. So yeah, how about you go ahead and for that make me a
air composition
Yeah, I think air composition is a good role, and God, I can't think of it being too terribly difficult. I'm kind of leaning towards just a TN1 to make a kind of a basic introduction.
I rolled a 1 success with Strife and 1 opportunity on my composition air roll. And I would like to spend the opportunity to make my writing resplendent or especially nice and fancy, so that the people I am writing to think that I am scholarly and educated and worth, admitting to their library even more so.
Yeah, right. No one wants a researcher to come in with sloppy penmanship. No, I think busting out some of your best calligraphy and adding all the extra little embellishments to your letter of introduction will just make you look that much more, like you say, scholarly or knowledgeable and or important enough to let in. So I think that's an excellent use of it there. All right. So, anyone else have anything else they'd like to do for the evening, or shall we get ready to go with Richie over to Miyuki's to help train Hideki?
Bisho has a trip in the morning that he's gonna have to take.
Okay. Very early in the morning, or because Richie was planning on heading over pretty much at dawn over to Miyuki's. So unless you're heading out earlier than that, I don't know.
Oh. Well, it's to see a certain old friend again, to see if they can give him some cred so he can just get into that library.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, let's do that after Richie's initial introductions over at Miyuki's, and then we'll have you go meet up with your old friend, and then we can also have Gen getting up together to head over to said library. I guess what's the timing here? Do you want to kind of do you want to go and kind of give Gen any more advice or introduction for yourself, or are you going to try and like get your own separate introduction since you just kind of left her hanging there?
I think Bisho is just going to be like, yo, this person said I could use your library, let me in, type deal.
Okay.
Decorum. Oh yeah, that's totally Bisho's thing.
Mm-hmm. All right. So yeah, we will look into that. I think that's a interesting bit there.
Well, and the dude already knows he's a kitsune, so probably going out in the middle of the night and waking him up wouldn't be too shocking, though, too. So, however you want to go about it.
Let's go ahead and do that now. Let's go ahead and do that in the evening here, the late evening, early night. Bisho out on their own, heading back out to that sacred grove that the kitsune have, where his old friend is kind of working into his. You would consider it a retirement, except they haven't taken to becoming a monk at this point. They are still working as a shugenja, even though they are well into their later years of life.
And I think Bisho won't even bother with a human form, since there's no presentation to really keep, and it seems like he is seeing things far beyond what sight could actually give him. So
yeah, I like that. Why not? So what form would you take?
Well, first he would wait until he's away from the view of the inn to do this.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Probably, since this is the Kitsune Mori, just as natural four-tailed fox form.
Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. You are just a four-tailed fox now, making your way through the Kitsune Mori. It's very apt and fitting, and you find your way back over to that grove even faster now that you can flit and move about on all fours instead of having to walk with those cumbersome human legs of yours.
Ugh, I know.
Yeah, right. And before long, you sent out your old friend and make your way over to the small house that he has. Very effectively just a one room home that he has now, and you can easily make your way through up through a window, or perhaps even reverting back to another form and letting yourself in. But it would not be too difficult for you.
Yeah, probably using the front door so it's not too, spooky or, alarming, and just give a nice knock.
Give me just a moment. And you hear the old man kind of creak and move and reaches for a cane to help himself up, and he taps his way over, making sure not to find something in the house that he might trip over. But he seems to have a pretty good idea of where everything is and about, and before long he opens it up, and so you've come back. I wasn't sure if I'd see you again or not.
Well, I was going to see you once I needed to leave town, but this is more about business.
Mm-hmm. Well, then come inside. It's cold out there, and whether you feel it or not, I do. So why don't you come join me here, and we can sit and talk and get down to this business of yours.
Thank you, and thank you for seeing me at a late time.
Well, you come and go as you please. I always imagine.
Well, I've been trying to be a little bit more human.
Well then, and he kind of slowly makes his way back over to where he had his futon laid out, and he settles back down into it and takes a blanket and covers himself up over the shoulders with it. All right then. So, what do I owe the pleasure of this business call?
Well, the companions that I'm traveling with, they're very I can't say essentially by the book, but they stick to protocol and rules very closely. And, well, I can't just waltz into that library or sneak my way in front of them. So I need a little help getting in.
So you wish me to take you into the library then as my guest? I think we can arrange that.
I think you will find the subject a little enlightening.
Oh, and what's that?
Well, ways into different realms, that sort of thing.
And why do you need help returning to the different realms, or is it one that you are not usually granted access to?
I trust you, and I have confidence that you won't spread this around too much. But something worrying has happened to, hey, Bicho pauses for a moment, thinks, hears all his fellow players scream as they're going, "Why are you doing this?" And frankly says, the mishap that happened earlier had to involve Inari.
That business with a wildfire to the south.
There was more to that, but it was connected to that.
Very well. I see that you are being a bit evasive, even with me. But that is fine. That is fine. So you've come here to hopefully seek an answer out of the library. I think I can arrange to give you an introduction and bring you along as my guest in my own research. They might look askance at inviting in a scorpion, but
I mean, my friends already think I am not dependable. I could always come as somebody else if that helps, and you can just say you're there on my behalf.
Possible, but so your friends are going in there to do their research, and they are worried that you are not going to show. I think it would be worse if you did not show and fell into kind of reinforcing those ideas you have. I thought you said that you were trying to be a bit more human this time around.
Okay, I forgot about this about you. You are practical to a point where it's a little frustrating.
Well, there's that, and is that part of being a mortal man or woman is that one feels a certain obligation to those around them, and that if one is expected, one should hopefully live up to those expectations from time to time. And other times we have to show that we have risen above those. If they think the worst of you, it's no reason to continue to be so, especially if you are trying to do better. I can go with you, and I'm sure that Yoshio-san will listen to me. After all, he's been my pupil for quite some time.
Well, I do thank you for doing this. So to tell you more of the truth, I lost my connection to Inari and to the rest of the realms during the events that led up to, well, the job that I had to do for Inari, but it was not by choice or by punishment. It was for there's something deeper going on.
Yeah, Kyo opens his clouded eyes much wider and looks forward at you. Lost your connection to Inari. So is that why you're here, trying to find out how you can get back in touch with her then?
Yes. It's I'm not sure how to explain it, but it feels like there's something missing from, well, the divinity of the world.
Then there might be someone I should introduce you to.
Oh.
But it is a fairly closely guarded secret amongst the Kitsune family. We shall have to make sure that we can impress upon Yoshio-san that it is vital or important enough to let us see his charge. And again, it's that name again, that one of the man that you angered about 15 years ago. Yoshio has come up now twice in this conversation, and part of you starts to, the hairs on the back of your neck start to stand up with a bit of fear, remembering that man.
Because they were very, very angry. Oh. Bisha's gonna try not to show that he has some issues, but I don't know if that could even be hidden from this guy.
So then we shall go and speak with Yoshio, see about getting into researching that which you need to find out about, and perhaps even go a bit further. We may have to ask to reveal who you are. Is that something that you are prepared to do?
Long silence. Now, if the hairs were just starting to raise, they're fully risen now. It's, like a Studio Ghibli movie where it's like full on hair raise. And
just the shiver electricity through the body and up through the hair. Yeah.
I guess that would be fine in this situation. And yeah, Bisho's so gonna take that 3 strife for that suggestion.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. False identity is a hell of a thing. So yeah. All right then. You can either come back first thing in the morning and we can head to the library, or you can stay here tonight if you'd like. I don't have much room. Again, it's to you would consider it a hovel. It is definitely nowhere near as nice or as comfortable as the Cypress Grove where you were staying with the others.
How did you know?
Oh no! I should say that was me narrating the last bit there. That's all right. That's all right. Yeah,
sorry, no. I thought I was like, oh, you've been looking into me, Kyo.
No. Sorry. Feel free to cut that last little bit out there. It was more aiming at your materialism and how much more strife you might be willing to take to hang out here with Kyo overnight, or whether you'd like to head back to the Ryukon.
I didn't leave a note with my friends this time. It would raise too many questions at the moment if I suddenly show. He thinks. Looks at Kyo and his age. No, I'm going to stay here. You've been a good friend. And plus, it's a cold night. And I'm gaining my winter coat.
Very well, then. And he says, let us talk of old times until we drift off asleep. And he kind of starts to lay himself out and kind of get settled under his futon and makes a bit of room for you to lay down with him if you'd like.
Bisho actually turns back into a fox, and as he said, he's getting his winter coat, so he's nice, warm, and fluffy.
There you go. I suppose that makes this easier.
I take up less room.
Yeah, he settles back into the middle of his futon and kind of pats a spot beside him. And yeah, you guys sit there and speak of the times decades ago, and soon you both drift off to sleep. Doji Gen, something else is happening this evening.
Right. So after Gen has kind of finished the letter, but before, it's too late to go visiting other people, she gets up to go visit Bisho to see if he has concocted whatever answer he wants to give in order to fill in an appropriate answer for the letter, for her permission to enter the library. So she goes to Bisho's room.
And you go to knock, and Sin answers it, and she's like, "Oh, I thought you might have been Bisho when I heard someone coming."
I was looking for Bisho-san to try and see if he was ready to give his request as to, what we should be researching under in the library. I have this letter ready for him, and is he not here?
Set out and earlier this evening. I mean, but I haven't heard from him since.
So he just left.
Yeah, he's taken off again. And Sin kind of looks a bit sad and distant at that.
My apologies then for disturbing you. I would like to activate my anxiety at this point.
Oh, okay. Sure thing. So yes, your insatiable curiosity.
I wish to take 3 strife, and I now have a mystery that I cannot investigate.
Yeah, right. You gotta hold yourself back from it. Yeah.
And I'm going to have a very rough night trying to figure out what is going on with Bisho.
Got it. So go ahead and gain a void point and 3 strife. And how are you gonna try and leave it there?
Well, right now she can't exactly go out into the night. She has no idea where Bisho went or what he's doing. But the trigger that really got her was earlier when he said he was not a Shishiro.
Or he's a Shishiro now, yeah.
He's a Shishiro now.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, wait.
What?
That is not right. Gen was willing to forgive many, many things because Scorpion have weird duties and weird obligations that falls under. So if he was a Scorpion, yeah, that's all pretty okay.
Yeah.
You know, she can overlook a lot and has, but this is something else. Now he's saying he's not a Shishiro? Wait.
Well, no, he's saying he's a Shishiro now, but yes, whether that means
now, but he is,
whether or not he's been other things other times, yeah, is now kind of creeping up into your mind. Sen kind of looks over to you. Should I send him over to you if he comes back tonight?
Yes, that would be great. Hopefully, if he comes back tonight, he will join me as we go to the library in the morning. But for now, I apologize for bothering you. Good evening.
Oh, good evening again. And she closes the sliding door, and you can hear her kind of head back to her futon. And she also waits for Bisho to return, and you head back to the room you're sharing with Yui and Sueno.
Okay. So good.
All right. Sounds good. All right. So that will, since Bisho does not return that night, Sen can't send him over. And so we'll go ahead and start with kind of at dawn with Ricci kind of getting themselves all set and ready to duel. Like, I'm not sure how excited you've been throughout the night, if you didn't sleep very well, if you had told someone to kind of be sent up to wake you up with first light kind of thing. How are you feeling about this whole thing, Ricci?
A little bit of both what you mentioned. Was not a very restful sleep as the excitement was taking Ricci throughout the night. But just to make sure, did arrange for someone to come and get him prior to first light to make sure that he will be ready to head on over. I assume that Yui has a similar thing going on for her, so I will not specifically go to wake her up, but if she happens to be there, I'll be more than happy to walk on over with her.
All right, yeah. So one of the members of the staff kind of comes and raps at your door to wake you. Akoto-san, it is dawn will be upon us any moment now.
Excellent, thank you.
Would you like me to prepare any food, or are you going to find something out on your own?
Have a nice cup of tea for me by the time I am ready.
I'll be waiting downstairs for you.
Excellent, thank you.
So yeah, you make yourself ready. You almost feel like you should be donning your armor, but you look over to where you've set it off in the side of the room, and just have to remind yourself you'll need to get back to the blacksmith and get that checked out next time. But oh well, this will have to do for now. And the last thing is you grab your swords and set them into your obi, and you're all set.
Yeah, just a quick question. For the Ashigar armor, is that something I could like pack up in like a pack and carry it with me?
Yeah, if you have a traveling pack, I think that you should be able to it comes with some sort of bag or pack to pack everything into. I think you should be able to pack the armor into it, fold it down, especially if you've taken pieces apart to kind of work on it. It's probably now in many of its smaller components at this point.
Yeah, that's what I'll be doing, as I will be carrying the armor, my daisho, and my copy of leadership.
Oh, very nice. Okay.
Oh, and the medical bag as well, just in case.
Just in case. You never know.
Oh, and I'll also mention I'll be wearing one of my best kimonos.
One of your best kimonos you've packed up for all this. All right. Sounds good. I like it. So it's all dressed nicely, is looking the picture perfect image of a Kodo samurai as you step out. Yui, how about yourself? Are you kind of ready for all this in the morning, or is Richie going to have to come and remind you and kind of drag you out early in the morning?
So when Richie comes downstairs to have breakfast or tea or whatnot, you will see that Yui is already sitting there and just it was like, it's like, hey, you're finally up.
I had to make sure I got some rest.
I suppose. Well, so you look really prepared for this.
I mean, one must be prepared to do the right amount of training.
Well, good then. I suppose it'll be fun to see the rituals that you guys have. So long as you aren't divulging any lion secrets to this kitsune.
I would never do such a thing.
I joke, but I don't know. Something about how Jeanne and Bisha were talking about this earlier. Just, I don't know. All I know is that I'm definitely not going to go do research with them.
Yeah, that's, they can have their fun with the books. I'll have my fun with the Boken.
Hey. Well, good.
Yeah, I think this will be a good experience, head for all. And I'll drink out the last little bit of the tea that I have.
And then you two set off to Miyuki's, where the light is just starting to come up over Amaterasu Sea and out over the rest of Rokugan, and there you can hear her and you assume her son kind of talking out back behind her sake works, where he is preparing the dueling grounds, as it were, and you come around, and he is taking off he's staked out a circle and is setting some twine around it to kind of set off a circle in which you two can duel.
Before we get any closer, I'll look over towards you and be like, I don't get to say the thing. I wanted to be here earlier and just say you are late, like my master used to do, but I don't get to say it this time.
Oh, is that one of the lion traditions?
I think that's a tradition for anyone. Did your master never say that?
No, they definitely did. This is why I was wondering also, because,
I think it's just a sensei thing.
Maybe. But also I was late frequently, but then I learned, and now
I could have been early and I was still late.
Well,
I don't get
that's a bit much. Did you also wait? Did you also have the late night drills? Just suddenly it was time to get up and go?
Multiple times. At least
Weekly?
once a week. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Huh.
Now, did yours involve a horn?
Well, horn, sometimes pots and pans. Sometimes there was no actual alarm noise. It was just wake up. And if you are the last one up or you miss it, You're going to have an interesting day.
Oh, I know that feeling. Well, let's not hold this fox up any longer than we have to.
No. But maybe consider those weekly drills. I don't think we're going to be here for a week, but give him one of them at least.
I might try.
Yeah. All right. Go get him.
And then I walk up all like menacingly as much as Ricci can muster.
And as he walks away, Yui will give like just a very affirmative slap on the back, like, yeah.
And as you kind of come around, he this kind of small, just a slip of a boy kind of bows towards you, and he is all nerves and has very much kind of the skittish shakes to him at the moment.
About how old are we looking at?
You're probably 13 or 14 years old.
Okay.
Ricci, Miyuki says, "This is my son Hideki. Hideki, this is my friend Ricci at here to help you train in the in Kenjutsu." And he kind of again bows and he tries to keep his hands from shaking too much at his sides, but you can definitely see that he is all nerves at this. It is a pleasure to meet you. My mother says that you were here to help me train in the sword.
Indeed, I am. Tell me, how much training have you had?
I've been training for the last almost 7 years now. My Genpuku will be happening in the spring. I've practiced in the sword and in rhetoric and history and art. And kind of lists off just a whole host of things, but you notice that not a lot of them are kind of in the Bugei and the warrior arts.
It seems like your training is indeed adequate, but for us to be proper bushi, we must learn the right way to handle the katana. At which point, Ricci just takes his stuff, like just puts it down off to the side. The armor just kind of rattling as it sits down. Takes the medical bag and sets it very like obvious right to the side, right where Hibiki can see it.
Yeah, Hideki is kind of turns a little white at that. Do you think someone's going to get hurt today?
We stand 3 feet from death at all times. It is possible.
And he kind of starts to kind of quail a bit under your gaze that as you're kind of giving off that those lines that all the sensei use, that 3 feet from death at all times, and that we must all be ready for Bushido. But clearly, Hideki is not used to that.
And I will put the daisho down in front of both bags, and I'll just turn around, look at Hideki, and say, "So where are the boken?"
And he bows quickly and just shallowly, and then makes his way over to where he had set up the training circle. And he picks up a long box and opens it up, and he pulls out 2 very nice boken done up in a very nice stain. The wood is just immaculate, and the craftsmanship of it is wonderful.
While he has his back turned to Ricci, Ricci will just look over at Miyuki and give a slight little wink and a smile.
She smiles back and kind of says, "I would ask you not to take it too easy on the boy, but I think you've already seen that there's a reason I've asked you to come here today. His his training is centered more on the courtly arts and kind of following in my business footsteps. But a young samurai should be, as you say, should be trained and ready to fight. That is one of the duties we are all called upon.
Don't worry, I won't be terribly too hard on him, but I see there is a bit to go.
I appreciate you taking the time to do this. I really do.
I give a slight nod and smile and turn back to Hideki as he approaches with the boken.
Here they are.
And Riichi will grab one, take a step back, give a few swings to test out the balance of it. I assume it's very well balanced from the way it looked.
Mm-hmm. It's a feels nice and steady and has that good wooden feel when you kind of slap it into the inside palm of your free hand. These are stout. They are definitely made for fighting as much as for being both beautiful works of woodworking, but also will serve for the duty that you're asking them to.
Okay. So I will take that and slide it down into my obi as though it were sheathed, and just kind of take a step back and say, show me your first few katas that you have learned.
And he says, okay. And he gets into a stance and he starts to go through the two that he is most familiar with. And you can definitely see that he has picked up striking as water and striking as earth. And so he shows you kind of how to one kata of how to protect yourself from multiple opponents, and another one that can definitely see him striking at multiple times at what would be the wrist, the neck, other areas of slightly less protection, and how he can repeatedly hit at those to adapt and overcome an armored opponent.
Okay. Just watching him go through this, could I get a sense of how he's moving and how he's attacking to the point where I could just easily dodge them if he were to hit me?
Why don't you go ahead and make me a let's go with either a water or fire sentiment.
Okay. Actually, with this, could I use martial arts melee, since that's kind of what we're going for, is just kind of studying his movements. They're the same. Yeah, the same check. It's just I feel.
No, I like that. That could also work. So yeah, let's go with that. And I'm going to say that is going to be a TN2 water martial arts check. All right. So how'd that martial arts check go?
I got 2 successes, 2 strife, and an opportunity. I'd like to use that opportunity because it is the water ring. I'm going to notice a different, various narrative detail, I don't know, a quote unquote escape route. Basically, looking for a way that, when he's attacking, what side is his weakest and what side he tends to favor, so I can just step out of the way.
Got it. I like that. That's a great use of trying to use it narratively. So let's say that he very much favors his right side, that most of his attacks and blocks will all come from that direction. And so if you can somehow get to his left, he's fairly open on that side to whether you're going to try and land an attack or just get out of the way of his stuff. Being on his left side is definitely the place to be. And how might you describe the strife you gained on that check? Is it giddiness at what you're looking forward to doing? Is it just the very focus, the strain of focusing overly much on him? What are you thinking?
I'm thinking it's definitely that feeling of, wow, so this is what my sensei felt like when I first approached him.
There you go. I like that. Yeah, that you are giddy with the idea of, oh, this is what it's like on the other side of the blade, as it were. Yeah.
Well, actually, it's a little bit more in depth than that, because now that I think about it, my sensei never taught me the blade. It was my uncle.
Oh, right. It was your uncle, yeah.
And my uncle Akoto very much was a light with this kind of passion for teaching others the blade. So it's kind of a little bit inherited in that regard.
I like that. All right. So yeah, and then he kind of finishes up against his imaginary opponents and says, "Those are the katas that I have mastered so far at this point."
Very well. Have you been able to spar with anyone with those katas?
Yes, against other students in my dojo, and the occasional senior samurai or that my sensei will bring in occasionally to the dojo to test us.
Very good. Strike me.
Right now?
At which point Ricci starts moving forward towards him menacingly.
Yeah, and the kid just kind of quells just a bit, and he goes ahead and tries to strike out at you. All right, so Hideki rolled success with Strife, exploding success with Strife and a success, but due to his untested disadvantage, had to reroll 2 of those, and winds up with an opportunity with Strife and a success, meaning that he failed to hit you, so he'll gain a void point for that, as he kind of has the blade shaking in his hand and clearly misses you by a wide margin under the chin, as he kind of tried to do an upward slice from kind of hip up to towards your face, but is definitely nowhere close to making contact with you. And for 2 opportunities out of water, let's see, what would we want to do with those? I'm thinking out of water that he can move a range band, and so he'll take that swipe and realize that he was going to miss, and he is going to try to take a step back as you kind of come just glowering over him, like you say, in your most intimidating way possible.
Do not run away. Draw courage from the colors of your clan. Strike me, as I just start slowly reaching my hand towards the Boken hilt.
And he is shaking again, but realizing that you are now going to possibly beat him with a large wooden stick, decides that it is time to do his best and follow through with what you were asking. And again, just tries to catch you kind of on the hips or on the leg. He was making some sort of strike towards your lower body, but cannot make anywhere near making contact. And again, he falls backwards, trying to maintain distance from you, and just not wanting to be anywhere close to you at this point just yet.
So would we say he's at a range 2 for me?
I think something like that would work.
All right. Well, let's teach him let us teach him the lesson of constantly running away, and we will do an Aijutsu cut crossing blade.
Oh, very nice. All right. So you go to crossing blade, and
2 successes and a strife means I connect.
Hey, there you go. All right.
This, I will deal physical damage equal to the weapon's deadliness plus bonus successes. Didn't get any bonus successes, so it's just the weapon's deadliness for of Boken.
Okay. So let's see here. Boken, I don't think is all that much. It's probably in the
3.
3. Yeah, it's like 2 or 3. I think it's a 3. So we'll go ahead and call that 3 fatigue. And you the kid just barely gets his own blade, his own Boken up in time to kind of cause you to strike him, but it kind of pushes back, and you're able to demonstrate that sliding your blade across, making contact with his bicep, you would have cut him pretty badly had this been actual blade to blades. And you find yourself pretty much right on top of Hideki now, and he's he doesn't let out a yell or anything like that, but there is definitely a bit of a gasping sound coming from him as you are now all up on him there.
Just remember, let your enemy see what he wishes to see, so that he will underestimate you. You have shown me much already. Is there anything else that you are capable of?
How do you mean?
You have good form, but your battle sense is not strong.
I understand that. We definitely not practiced much in the way of actual combat or military drill. We've learned some of the basics, but that's about it.
Then we have more training to do, and I'll take another step forward. Not going for an attack yet, but just still like putting pressure on him. And that's kind of the point of this exercise, is to make sure that his footwork is both sound and also trying to stop him from retreating as much. The idea is I always want to be within one range band of him, no matter what.
Done. Yeah. All right. You're able to kind of circle around him and kind of not necessarily cornered, but have him in his position where he can't move too much farther away from you without bumping into a building or into the training circle that he's made. But you're also not leaving him any space to get past you and around you at this point. So he's kind of moved into a bit of a position where he has to kind of stay where he is and not give up any more ground.
At which point, I'm going to switch to air stance and just keep him there.
Okay.
Making these attacks with me, just one-handed, deflect, just almost looking casual as I can, although I'm sure he's putting a little more effort into it.
Mm-hmm.
But the entire time, it's like just quoting thing after thing and leadership. Something like, control the terrain and you control the battle, like I have pressed you up against this wall.
Yeah, actually, that I like where you're coming from that position. Why don't you go ahead and kind of in a teaching methodology, as it were. Either like a an air or earth martial arts to kind of impart on him what you're trying to teach him.
We're gonna go with earth.
Okay.
Because it seems like
you're quoting kind of passages and all that stuff. Yeah,
and he's very agile, so I don't want to teach him the wrong thing, and he's already learned some defensive techniques from striking his earth, so I want to keep enforcing that, build up something that's stronger for him.
I like it. All right, so let's go with how about a blind TN, and you can have a void point for it.
Ooh, I'll do that.
All right. So how did that kind of way of pontificating as well as physical training kind of teaching methodology go for you?
It worked out pretty well, but I didn't think I got enough successes off of it. I only got 2 successes and an opportunity, and all of it was Strife. Mm-hmm. So I decided to make use of one of my distinctions of the Paragon of Honor, and allowed me to re-roll 2 of the blank dice I had to give me a total of 3 successes with 3 Strife on them.
Yeah, no, I think Paragon of Honor works out really well here, because you are going to be training someone, like you say, of a different clan who may or may not be in conflict with you in the future. And I think that is definitely something that an honorable person would do when asked to kind of come upon it, to teach them in a real fashion and to impart real knowledge to them.
And, during this time that I'm doing this, I am making a point to try to focus in on Hideki, but occasionally I'll look over at Yui and see what she's like, if she's kind of like looking with intent or just kind of bored watching this, me like bully this kid almost to an extent.
So Yui is watching this actually quite interested, because the differences between the methods you are showing off versus the method that she was used to there's some differences, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. So again, you got how many successes on that?
3.
All right. So that will be success with 2 bonus successes. So you are able to get him to stop retreating and to actually kind of steel himself for a bit. And for kind of one of the first times since you have shown up here early this morning, Hideki has stopped shaking, and they seem actually intent on possibly making a solid strike, or even mounting a real defense.
You have stood your ground, and that is improvement. Now come, strike at me once more.
All right, and he is going to try his best to come at you. Let's see what happens. All right, so Hideki goes into his Earth stance, trying to both provide a sense of defense as well as offense as he goes to strike you.
And with this, actually, could I give him skilled assistance and kind of lean into it a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, it's an odd way to give an opponent a skilled assist, but it totally works.
I like doing positive reinforcement.
I like it. All right, so in the end, he will get 3 success and 3 opportunity for 1 strife. So he is going to hit you for 4 fatigue, and he is going to raise his own physical resistance by 3.
Okay. So with that solid strike, Riichi just kind of smiles. For the first time that Hideki's seen him smile, just smile and nod his head and say, that is one of the first steps you can take to becoming a greater samurai to serve your lord.
He bows deeply. No, thank you. Says I feel already a little bit more at ease. I wasn't sure how this would go, fighting someone who's an Akodo. When my mother first mentioned it to me, I didn't know what to expect. I thought that they are that you know, an Akodo is undefeatable.
Remember my first lesson to you. I have shown you what I wanted you to see. When it comes to the battlefield, there will be a different side of me. But keep in mind, to any sort of conflict within this great empire, there are 3 things that you will always have to remember. You will need to challenge yourself, focus in on what you need to do, and then strike without hesitation.
Focus, challenge yourself, and to strike when. I think I can understand. I think I can follow that.
If you can follow that, you'll become a mighty warrior in service to the Emperor.
Thank you, Akodo-san.
At that point, I will take the boken, respectfully hand it back to Hideki so he can replace it back, and then give him just that polite bow back.
Thank you. And Miyuki kind of comes forward. I appreciate the opening bits there, but I think now it is time that you two to practice Aijitsu, don't you think?
Oh, yes. If that is something that you would like to learn, I am extremely happy to help out with that. And as I give another slight smile back to Hideki-kun.
Hideki starts to kind of turn a bit of the same mottled shades of red that Riichi did the night before, as is brought up. It is definitely one of my weaker subjects is Aijitsu, but I understand it's vitally important to understand it.
Indeed. At this point, let us return the Boken back to their rightful places in our hands.
All right, and you two step into the ring that he has prepared.
I'm Robert, Orbayushi Shinichi, your host and narrator. Thank you once again for listening. Remember to catch new episodes every Monday, and if you want to catch them early or are looking for more bonus content, please consider becoming a supporting member of the Patreon at patreon.com/CourtGames. To reach out to us, email the show at fortuneandstrife@gmail.com.
I'm Tiff, and I played Kuniyui. You can also find us on the web at courtgamespod.com, Facebook and Instagram under Fortune and Strife, and Twitter at L5R FNS.
I am Tyler, and I've been playing Akoto Ricci. You can find me on Twitter or on Twitch as Churcher Games.
I'm Paul, and I was playing Shishura Bisho. If you want to follow my other projects, I am the GM of 2 LGBT+ podcasts, Tales of Swordfall at Swordfall D&D for D&D 5e, and Gates of Orchid and Iris at GOIL5R for L5R 5e.
This was Jeanne, aka Kakita Kaori, and also known as, at least today, Doji Gen. If you like, you can also find me on the CourtGames RPG podcast, at the Winter Garden of the Kakita website, or check out The Table Is Yours for fiction readings of the FFG stories.
This has been Fortune and Strife, a Court Games production in association with the Rokugani Historical Society.